You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is November 8th, 2023 meeting of the LaPorte County Sheriff Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning. We'll get this meeting started. We'll call it to order this November 8th, 2023 at 9:03 a.m. Can we all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Thanks for everybody being here today. Appreciate it. Sheriff, do you want to get us started?
Yes, good morning. Yeah, we do have quite the crowd in here. Boy, that's a little loud. We do have the crowd in here this morning. I figured everybody would be out celebrating from Election Day yesterday. So, I will be honest, I'm a nerd when it comes to that. I enjoy Election Day. I get amped up for Election Day and I wait for the results to come in, and I've always been that kind of a guy, so my wife just shakes her head at me. So, but I do have a last-minute addition to the agenda. It is a promotional approval request that came in. It says to the Sheriff's Merit Board, whereas applicant Jared Buford, a member of the department eligible for the promotion to the rank of regular patrolman, except as noted in waiver request Form G, if any attached, has been found to have made the highest grade in written examination, years of service grade, and service rating grade total, as per reported on the LaPorte County Sheriff's Department eligibility list published by the Sheriff's Merit Board. In my opinion, appears to have all the necessary attributes and properly discharges duties in the rank sought. I hereby request the approval of the board for his promotion to that rank. If I could get you guys to vote on that.
Okay, thank you. Do we have any questions about that? Do you have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the promotion.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, then we have approved the promotion approval request for Jared Buford.
Great. If you look at item number 1, it does have our calls for service, and you'll notice that there are several categories that normally do appear on the agenda that are not there. And the reason for that is because of the flood and renovation project. A lot of our staff are currently without offices to provide that information in an orderly fashion. So please bear with us. You'll see it's a light agenda because of the same thing. There's just a lot of moving parts and a lot of just adapting on the fly here in the last couple of weeks. And I'll get with that when we get down to that part of the agenda. You'll see that our calls from September to October increased significantly. It's because October was a beautiful month. We had some traffic enforcement going on. We did see a significant increase from September to October. Year to date, we've seen a 13% increase in our calls for service. And so far this year, we've answered 26,085 calls compared to the same time in last year, in which we responded and answered 23,088 calls for service. So our calls for this year are up significantly compared to last year. As a reminder, Saturday is Veterans Day, and I'd just like to say thank you to all of our veterans, all of our staff who are veterans, all of the public out there are veterans. I want to say thank you very much. I know the city of LaPorte has a beautiful Veterans Day ceremony held at the Civic. I think the doors open at 9 o'clock on that, and the program starts at 9:30. It's always very well attended. I'll be there Friday morning for that, so if anybody's available, feel free to stop out there. It's a real nice event that they put on there. So, our 3 officers, Patrick Guido, Sawyer LaFoon, and Xavier Biggerstaff, they're in their final phase of field training. They're projected to finish up on or around November 22nd and be ready for to get put out on their own. All 3 of them are doing a marvelous job. and haven't had any reports of any issues or anything like that from either, all three of them. We're very pleased with how they're progressing and ready to get them out on their own as well. Our new hires, Zachary Weffler and Jeffrey Armstrong, continue their academy at NILEA. They graduate next Friday, the 17th of November. Their graduation, it will be held at the University of Valparaiso, just because of the size of the NILEA class. Normally they host that they're at NILEA, but again, this is probably one of their biggest classes that they've held at NILEA, so they've are going to have it there at the chapel at Valpo University next Friday. That graduation starts at 1 p.m. I know I plan on going. I believe Captain Allen plans on going. I'm sure there's going to be a few others. If any of you would like to join us to go to that graduation next Friday, please let me know, and you can ride with one of us if you want to as we go to that. So, I do want to provide a update on the flood and the remodel update. We spoke briefly before the beginning of the meeting. Things are progressing rapidly. They're moving along really well. They're making some great progress. We are starting to see some light at the end of the tunnel, which is putting everybody in an uplifted spirit and mood. It is, again, it's very congested over there. It's very fluid and dynamic. About the only one that has a workable office right now is me, and that's because they haven't touched my office. Mine will be coming up probably next week. They're working on the majors, the chief's office right now. So things are progressing. After the meeting, if you guys want to stop in there and see the progress that they made and on how things have changed over there, although we still have the same footprint, same offices, just the new carpeting, the new flooring, the new walls, the new ceiling, the new lighting has made a world of difference, and it looks like a brand new facility. Basically it is. So after the meeting, if you guys want to come over, I'll take you through there and walk and show you the progress that they've made. So as a reminder, the promotional test will take place Tuesday, November 14th, 1 p.m., and that'll be held at the training building. That's the final phase of the promotional process going into this year. I do wish everybody taking the test good luck, and we've got quite a few that will be taking that test next week. So we have to begin a new hiring process. The two that we had in the process were washed out during the background investigation, so it leaves us back to square one. I know I spoke with Captain Allen and Chief Ott about this. They're going to be starting another process here very soon to see if we can get that final spot filled going into next year. So our hope was to maybe have somebody picked out of the last group and we can get them enrolled into the NILEA class at the beginning of the year, but it just didn't pan out. So we'll start over. Only being one down, that's manageable. It's not like being 5 down like we were at the beginning of this year. So we held the Vote for the Heart 5K and 10K was held on Saturday, the 14th of October. It took place here in LaPorte for the first time at Cummings Lodge. The event was a huge success, and we probably had one of the largest attendance for the Volt, even though the weather was rainy and cold. We had one of the largest attendance and receptions for the Volt. They were very pleased. We will. I believe they're going to be next Wednesday. They're going to be having the ceremony in which they pass out AEDs to the other police departments around that who needed their final ones. We received all of ours last year. We were able to get all of our patrol cars fitted with AEDs, and there was a few that left that needed. So that ceremony is going to take place again, I believe, next Wednesday morning. So. Merit Commissioner Jim Schooley's position has been and will be posted until Friday, November 17th. Jim, you're obviously expired. Your term is up at the end of this year. I believe you've been renominated again. I know there's been another person that's been renominated, so we'll have that vote in December. That position or your posting will stay up until Friday, November 17th, next Friday, and then we'll have the vote in November. Major Cicero's pension board position is up at the end of the year. It has also been posted and will be posted until November 22nd, with the election taking place in December as well too. The 60th Sheriff's Christmas Show will take place on Saturday, December 9th. Doors open at 9 a.m. This year's show will take place at the auditorium of Kessling Middle School. Always a great event. Magician Matt Kalita comes in and puts on a nice magic show for the kids. The kids always love it. Then they get to see Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and then they all get toys, candy, and books as well on their way out the door. So it's always a nice program. If you're available Saturday morning on the 9th, feel free to stop in and see the show and see the kids. It's always a good morning. So I do have attached the 2024 Merit Board and pension dates. You'll see that they're attached if you want to take a second and review them. You will need to take a vote to approve them, and that way we can get the room reserved going into next year. The dates are all the same, the second Wednesday of the month, and you'll see there's no changes. So if I can get a motion on that.
Do we have a motion to accept the board meeting dates and times for 2024?
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. The dates are approved.
Thank you. I do have a letter that I received from a mother who lost her 2-year-old daughter to natural causes. What's fitting about this letter, she sent this letter to me 11 days after the death of her daughter. And you might have to bear with me a little bit because it's a pretty powerful letter, and I've responded to all the guys who were out there. This is Sheriff Heeg. I've grown up as a law enforcement family. My father, Don Hicks, was an officer my whole life. I know your officers deal with hell every day. On October 3rd, 2023, I called 911 at 6:28 a.m. My daughter, Ava, never woke up. She was our 2-year-old adopted daughter, and I'm writing to express my overflowing gratitude of your team. It is hard to put into words, but I thought it was so important to try. Dallas Smythe was the first officer on the scene, and he held me up when I could barely breathe. He was my voice when I did not have one, and my clarity when my world was shattering. I know seeing Ava like that was greatly affected everyone, but each person held it together with kindness, love, and compassion and patience. The detectives, Bannock, Coach, and Cicero, and others were also wonderful. I know they have a job to do and steps they have to perform, but I think they did it with grace. Everyone that showed up to our home that morning deserves recognition for all that they did. And that just, when I first read it, it brought tears to my eyes, because here this mother who just lost her daughter 11 days prior wrote this letter to me, and it really touched me. So I wanted to share that with you. I've shared it with all the officers that were there this morning, and just that the work that they do doesn't go unnoticed. So we do have a pension board meeting after this meeting, and our next meeting is December 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Sheriff. Do we have any comments from the floor? No? Any comments from the board?
Yeah. I say thanks to all of our veterans out there, both on the department and around. We had our 3 days of promotional interviews, 3 very good days. Staff continues to impress me. Great bunch of people. I just want to wish everybody taking the test next week good luck.
Yes, I would like to say the same thing. Everything worked out real good with those interviews. Everybody was very professional, and good luck.
Real quick, with the Bolt for Heart, are all the vehicles in our county going to be equipped? Okay, so future races, that will go toward maintenance or any new? Okay.
Yes, maintenance, licensing, any repairs, replacement of batteries, replacement of pads. If an officer used the pads obviously need to be replaced. So future races will continue to support the program and to keep up to date.
Okay, very good. I want to thank my peer board members for handling the promotional interviews. 3 days of, I'm sure, 8 to 10 hour days. It's pretty grueling, but I appreciate them doing that in my absence. And then I do want to thank all of the veterans on our department, in our community. Thanks isn't enough. There's never anything that we can do to show our gratitude for what you do. And but I do want to say sincerely thank you. And with that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Meeting adjourned.